Hi there, my name is Christine. I'm a demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And I have learned to make the cutest little bags. So we're gonna make some of these today. I made this one with the Pierce Blooms dies, as well as a beautiful tag. I'll show you that later as well. And some of the DSP from the celebration. And I made this one. I love this one. I've got some gold trim on here. So all of these products are retired with the exception of this white seaming ribbon, and the small daisy punch is still around as well. But I made this one to coordinate with my mom's Day card because that is this Sunday. So it's this is the Mother's Day card that I made her, so you can see that this paper coordinates with the inside. So I think she'll love it. And I can put little chocolates in there, and so cute. So they're not hard to make at all. So we're gonna do that. I'm just gonna slide this over because I have my measurements written down. I learned to make this gorgeous little bag from a demonstrator in the UK who made a video. Her name's Gez Carpenter. So we need a piece of designer series paper, cut at 4 inches. Cut it 4 inches by 9 and a half. Okay, so if you've got, or if you've been thinking of getting a paper trimmer, I love our paper trimmer because it is, it's got this folding arm out that you can then cut larger measurements. So I'm lining that up at 4 and a half. Sorry, 9 and a half, my goodness. And we can also score with the same machine. So on the long side, sorry, I'm just gonna slide that over a tiny bit so I can see my measurements. I need 3 inches. So my cutting blade is far away, and I'm just using the scoring blade here. 3 inches, and did that cut? It did. We'll make sure that's the inside. And then 4 and a half. So depending on the paper you're using, don't go too hard on your scoring blade. Lesson learned. And then we need 7 and a half. And I will post the measurements as well in case you want to try this because it's so cute. And then 9 inches. Then on the short side, we're gonna score at 1 and a half. And I want to make sure that that side that I made the little oops on is on the bottom. That's this one. So 1 and a half. No, sorry. I'll get this right yet. Still 1 and a half, but I'm making sure that where I went through the paper that it's going to be on the inside of the bag. Therefore, not a concern to us. And before I finish trimming, I'm just going to make a couple little notches where we are going to, so that our little bag can poke out. So to do that, I need, 3 3/4. And I'm just doing a teeny tiny little mark. And then at 8 1/4. So I'm not taking this up, I'm just making a tiny little dent just so I can see where to finish scoring. So that is it. I'm gonna put our paper trimmer / scoring board aside. Then I'm gonna use my Take Your Pick tool. And the Take Your Pick tool comes with 2 of these ends. So one's got a spatula, one's got a little pick, which is covered. And the other side has these stylus points. So that's what I'm gonna use now. And I need a little ruler. So what I'm doing is those tiny little notch marks I made, I'm taking those up to the corner of the first score mark. And I'm going to do the same with the other side. And we'll do the same at the other point. Now I can barely see this one. I made it really small. is it? I'm kind of eyeballing this one a little bit. You kind of want it to be centered. And there we go. So set that aside. Then we will burnish all of these. I learned that word from that British demonstrator from Gez. This is called burnishing. So I'm folding all my lines and I'm just using my my bone folder to make them crisp. So this paper, the one thing you need to consider when you're choosing your paper to make these bags is you need a paper that the orientation of the pattern won't matter, because some of it's going to be right side up and some of it's going to be upside down. And if you've got a paper that's got a pattern on both sides, you're going to have the inside of your bag to consider as well. So just want to be careful. And darn, this one's tearing. I'm going to put a lick of tape on that. Just some good old Scotch tape or whatever you've got handy. Unfortunately, that score line is just tearing up, and I don't want bag to come apart. So just gonna fix that before it gets any worse. Invisible tape to the rescue. All right. So next, we're just going to cut off the bits we don't need. So I'm notching these cuts a little as well so that they're nice and clean. So for our flaps, we want them to be nice and straight. So I'm not notching those, I'm just cutting right on the inside of my score line. Notch this. So notching just means kind of cutting a little bit of an angle so that when you put it together, it's not going to buckle or anything like that. And this one. All right. I'm just going to fix that up a bit too. So this is, I'm using for this one, it's white on the inside, so it's a little less exciting, but it's still gonna look so pretty on the outside that it'll come together just fine. So we're gonna put some strong adhesive on this. I'm using Terran tape, but if you've got this snail tape plus that's Stampin' Up! Sells, or another one that is super strong, that's what you wanna use. So this is just double-sided, super sticky tape. And I'm just matching up. There we go. So then one of our folds will end up on the inside. Oh, I didn't finish folding these lines up. I knew I was forgetting a step. Always the way on a video. And lastly, all right. So I'm just deciding which flap I'm going to have on the inside here. I think I'll go with this one. Oh, and actually, too late. All right. I was going to make the little wee holes that we'll put our ribbon through before doing this, but I'll do it afterward. So we're going to use the tape. I like this tape because it's super easy to cut and put where you want. And it is some strong. Once that is glued, it is going nowhere, which is exactly what you want for a nice little present. lastly, do our flap. And just reinforcing that flap with a little bit more of this tape. So I'm starting with the two side flaps. And we'll save, I'm going to leave the tape, the other side of the tape on the bigger one just until I have these glued down. Don't want to get things stuck together unnecessarily. So these just get folded over like so. And then our last one. Oh my goodness, I forgot to do these side ones too with my bone folder. I'm skipping steps all over the place. I'm so excited to get to the new items that I want to introduce that I just made a couple little errors here. Not a problem. So I'm just following those score lines that I made. So you can see that this pokes out. And then we'll do the same on this side. When I started working with paper, I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be so fragile, and it really isn't. There we go. There. So I'm just going to smoosh these together and make my holes for the ribbon that I want to put through. Just so that they're lined up. I'm holding it pressed. I'm just using, you know, good old office supply punch for this. If you have something fancier, you can use that too. Trying to make them equal. All right. So I am using the gorgeous petal pink organdy striped ribbon, and for our handle, it's going to be so cute. And I probably should have measured it before, but I didn't. So we'll go about like that. And I'm going to use my fabric scissors on this. So I'm just looping it through the holes, but I want it to end on the inside. I'm just going to pull this together to make my knot, and then I can clean up the ends if needed. Go. Just make sure that's turned in. And there's our little bag with the handles. Isn't that cute? Just open it up. And lastly, I'm going to use some brand new tags that have come out. These are in the new annual catalog. They're the tailor-made tags. So they have 2 styles and 4 sizes, and they each come with these little sticker, well, they're not stickers, they're little bits that you stick on your tags to finish them off, and they are so cute. So I've already stamped this with the thank you from the Love of Leaves stamp set, and I I die cut these little pieces in petal pink to coordinate with our ribbon. You can also buy double-sided sticky stuff to put behind your cardboard or cardstock or DSP, whatever you're cutting out, that turns your little die cuts into stickers, which makes these a lot easier to put on. No fussing with glue. So I've used those. And I have forgotten one little bit that I need is some, excuse me, oh, here it is. All right, so I just need a little bit of white thread to finish that off. So just put a little tag on our bag. And actually, no, I'll do that. I found because the inside of our little bag is white, the white tag and the white thread work well. I'm just going to make some pretty bows though. There we go. So isn't that adorable? You can fill it up with little chocolates or any kind of treat that you want. It's quite tiny, but it's just so cute. So I hope you like this and that it inspires you to try something new. I will post the measurements as well. So if you have any questions, also please reach out. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks.